Hey guys, this is Nate Jackson, and I'm back with video number 4 in our 4-part series on the success principles of the top earners. I hope that you've been able to watch our first 3 videos, and if you haven't, make sure you go back and check those out. This video, we're going to talk about creating a business plan. Now, this is a business where you can legally and ethically create an income level for you that will rival the CEO of any Fortune 500 company. Don't ever forget that. Now, with that being said, you have to do a certain amount of things on a consistent basis for a long enough period of time, and you need to do the right things. Now, it's important to know what those right things are. In video number 2, we talked about having about 2 hours per day to commit to your business after you make some sacrifices. Well, it's very important to know what those right things are so that you can do as much of that as possible in those 2 hours per day. And that's the first thing that I want to talk about when creating your business plan. As we say 2 hours because that's typically what the average person who's also working a full-time job has to commit to this business when they're first starting out. Now, I'm going to start with the last thing first. And you want to spend the last 5 to 10 minutes of each working day that you're working in your business. You want to spend that last 5 to 10 minutes planning your activities and your tasks for the next day. For example, when you're wrapping up on all of your activities for Wednesday, you want to spend that last 5 to 10 minutes planning out Thursday's activities. That way you don't spend the first 30 minutes of your work shift on Thursday trying to figure out what to do, because that just leads to frustration and also leads to procrastination. So the last thing you want to do, your final task of each day, is to plan out the activities for the next day. So what do you do for the remainder of that time? Well, we talked about in video number 1, we talked about goal setting. And you should have defined the amount of money that you want to make, and you should have defined the deadline to reach that goal. You should know the amount of sales. The only way that we make money in this business is by when people buy stuff. So there's a certain amount of sales that need to be generated through your team in order for you to meet that income goal by your deadline. So that first thing you need to do is figure out the number of sales that need to occur through your organization to make that happen. The next thing you need to do is figure out your own personal conversion percentage of how many exposures it takes for you to make a certain number of sales. Now, once you know the number of exposures to your products and your opportunity that need to take place, then you basically know how many days you have into your goal, to your deadline, and you can divide the number of exposures that you need to make by the number of days that you have in your deadline, and that's the number of exposures that you need to make per day. And it really doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how these exposures come about, whether you're sending people to a capture page and getting them to watch a video, or you're sending an email out to your list, or you're sending people to a webinar, or getting them on a conference call, getting people to a hotel meeting, or a 3-way call, or a home meeting, or a one-on-one. It really doesn't matter what method you use as far as, your conversion percentages are going to be different for each method, but as long as you know your conversion percentage, then you know the number of exposures that you need to make on a daily basis, and you need to fill up the rest of that 2 hours or however much time you have to dedicate making sure that you're creating the number of exposures that you need to meet your goal. So those are really the 2 things that you do to create your business plan. You spend as much time doing the income-producing activities that lead to exposures of your products and your opportunities, and then you spend the last 5 to 10 minutes, planning your tasks for the next day. And that really wraps up the 4-part series on the success principles of the top earners. Just to recap. The success principle number 1 is setting your goals. Success principle number 2 is figuring out what you're going to sacrifice to meet your goal. Success principle number 3 is surrounding yourself with like-minded individuals. And success principle number 4 is having a business plan, knowing all of your numbers, knowing your conversion percentages, so that you can get the right number of exposures in your income producing activities. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this video up. I hope this series has been useful for you. And if so, just leave me a comment, like the video, and make sure you subscribe to my channel. And I'm going to talk to you soon. If you'd like more information on success secrets of the top earners, make sure you click the link that's beneath this video and put your email address in the box and watch the next video. Until next time, this is Nate Jackson signing out, and I'll talk to you soon.